Again, we are celebrating the amazing career of the Alice Cooper Group with the one and only Michael Bruce, guitarist,
Thank you, my
co-writer.
son.
Yes,
Anytime you
so
need me,
much.
I'm here.
And Michael, here we are over a half a century later. What took you so long?
Only
Here we got a
51
new
years.
album.
We're making sure we don't make any mistakes this time.
It is, it is Vince, Dennis Dunaway, Neil, yourself, and even a special appearance from the grave. It
Maybe
is Glenn Buxton
you
on
still
some
there. Yeah.
early unheard demos. Um, Talk about, because I know I've spoken to Dennis and about this. There's been talk over the years. You guys have gotten together, of course, with I'm sorry, with Dennis's book. You guys did the show in Dallas at the record store, and of course, there's video and record live at the AstroTurf and all that. Um, but when did it, in your mind, really crank up? Like, hey, Ezrin's on board. We're going to do an album. We're going to Nashville. Get your songs together because we're going to try and make this happen.
Well, we had been doing, songs. One song of each of us donated to, Paranormal and the Squeakquel, and I think even before that, Constrictor and whatnot. And so it kept the relationship alive, and we thank Alice for that. It's like coming back to visit a family member or a good friend, and so it never really went away. And then after he did Detroit Stories, and of course his road album, his touring band, and then you know we got a feeling that because we parted as friends, and we didn't hire a team of lawyers to we'll get him for every cent he's got. We didn't want that. We just we were a bit miffed over the way we parted, but it's kind of like that song, "The Way We Were," lovers parted, but always knowing that there may be something in the future, rekindled relationship. You don't lose that love you always had. It just kind of, it's just sleeping. And sure enough, uh, we got together and started out simple. Alice came by. I have this little recording studio. Neil comes out to Arizona for the pleasant part of the year, winter time sort of.
Sure.
It's a dry heat. So we did that several times, and then Dennis came out for a while, and we had a couple of songs. We weren't sure what we were going to do with it. Then Dennis came out, and we did that for a few times, and then I went back to Connecticut. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe we were going to lay some tracks down in the studio, and we did that, and then I was still suffering. My knee replacement went septic, and that happened during COVID, and I had to go. The 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 infection you get when your knee goes septic, it's amazing because you've got a stainless steel knee replacement, and the bacteria that it clings to, like you can't you can't do things to it. It's inside your body, and this clings like you would not believe. It's like if you know what powder coating is to metal, it's hard to get off, but you can't get it off your body because it's inside your leg. You might as well just set your leg on fire. And it took 6 weeks of 8 bags of vancomycin a day for 6 weeks. And guess what? Your mind doesn't like that. And so when you finally get out, you come home and you see things. I have computers and guitars and all kinds of gear that I'm using in my art of songwriting and playing. And I'm looking at it and said, Lynn, who's all this stuff? Is this my stuff? What do I do with it? And that's a whole journey in itself. And when I went back, flew for the first time, got off the plane, I'm like, oh, wow, why am I so tired? And I'm going to the studio with that state of mind. And I could only bring my guitar on the plane. So I'm looking for amps around the studio. And I found one. I used Slash. So when I was done, I didn't sound like I used to sound. So I had to go and re-record all my parts again out here in Arizona. Thank God I found a gentleman named Clark Rigsby, and he helped me back in the journey. And boom, I sounded way better than I thought I was going to sound. It was a rescue me, and he did, and it worked out fine. It just took me a little longer because of what I had to deal with, but thank God I did it. And you're going to hear it. Well, you heard it on Black Mamba, and we got our old buddy back. The door opened, and guess who came through? Robbie Krieger, one of Glenn's buddies. Thank you, Glenn and Robbie.
Yeah, from the Doors. Here comes
Yes, no
Robbie
less. Yeah.
on Black Mamba.
His solo album was nominated for a Grammy.
Yes, it was.
He came down and hung out with us when we were over in LA, and he's one of our buddies from that period to the going forward.
Yeah,
And
can you believe it? It's like you blink and seems like yesterday you played the Whiskey and the Strip together, and
yeah, old friends. And also too, uh, we live in Scottsdale, and up at um, the casino, Prima Indian Casino, Talking Stick.
uh-huh.
One of our old friends, we call them heavy metal midgets. That's Dennis plays with them. It's Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay.
Matt, our drummer, was down there, and he says, "You got to come down, Michael. Blue Oyster Cult's playing." And the gentleman there, who's our friend there? Are you there, Len? Oh, she's not there. So Godzilla, Blue Oyster Cult,
Right. Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma,
Dharma, yeah. So
the
come down.
Bouchard brothers.
So we went in. See, we went in there after the show, and one of the guys goes, "Rock and roll royalty," and they go, "Michael, you guys put us on the map, and you broke the band because they were playing many shows with us." And so, and the pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Johnson, Mr. Johnson,
Right.
uh, turns out a
Randy
friend,
Johnson.
Randy Johnson, turns out a friend of mine, Dr. Bill Rhodes. He knew Buck Dharma. Do I have that right, Buck Dharma?
Yeah, the
Just checking.
guitarist.
Just checking. They had a band called the Swinging Johnsons,
Okay.
and he's there taking pictures. He's a big fan of the band, and so they were on the road, and we played many shows together. So that's interesting. They had me back there, and they go, "We're not worthy. We're not worthy." And I go, "Oh, come on, guys. It's all water under the bridge." But I was just laughing. It was just funny. And Lynn's going, "What are they talking about? Rock and roll royalty." And I'll tell you when we get home.
Well, you got 14 songs on the record.
Yes, sir.
Black Mamba, Wild Ones, Up All Night, Kill the Flies, One Night Stand, Blood on the Sun, Crap That Gets in the Way of Your Dreams, Famous Face, Money Screams, What a Sid, Intergalactic Vagabond Blues, and What Happened to You, Ain't Done Wrong, See You on the Other Side, and of course the bonus track, Return of the Spiders 2025 and Titanic Over Underture.
I wasn't aware of that was the title. I just saw it and I thought it was, Titanic Overture, like the one was
Right.
on the album.
Over Under.
I
Sure.
haven't heard it yet because I didn't listen. I just thought it was that song. I got to listen to it now and hear what they did. And I was just blown away. And Frank said, "That's a tape." I said, "Well, Frank, no, I made a mistake." And he's not one, you don't tell Frank, you don't say that, but he let me do it again. And I got it right.
Well, out of these songs, what stand out to you? What really resonate now as the record
Dennis
gets
and
put
Neil
out?
blew my mind. They've got songs on there I never heard. Uh, Wild Ones.
Yeah, Wild Ones.
Ones, and the other one, what do I keep thinking? It was made of all World War II titles,
Oh
uh,
well,
movie titles about the war. The Sun. What was the title? Blood on the Sun.
Blood
Wow,
on the Sun.
that blew me away too. they become amazing songwriters. They always were. They just, so much going on with this band. Dennis was playing with, you know, what you call it, uh, blue,
Blue
blue,
Coop.
blue coop, and Neil. He's playing with a lot of people, doing a lot of things, writing on his own. Killsmith, and I wasn't sure Kill the Flies, but I love that. I was hoping Neil would sing it because he had a different take on it. And Bob and Alice, said, "Yeah, go ahead and sing it." So I did, and I had to sing it a couple of times to, put my mind there because I didn't know if it was going to fly or not. And they said, go for it." So I got pulled my pants up, big boy pants, and went for it. And some people thought they weren't sure if it was Alice or myself, or so I took that as a compliment. If I can sound like
Yeah.
Alice, that's wow. He's had more practice at it than I have.
Yeah, absolutely. I
So
mean,
I thought I'll go for it. I'll
you could
take
have
it.
easily done, 10 songs and gotten away with it, but you guys went deep, 14 songs plus two bonus tracks.
And I love that da 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 da. And I played piano along with the guy that Gacy. That guitar player has so much taste for a young guy. They said he could play anything with strings on it. I believe he can, and he's very tasty. I haven't met him yet, but I could just tell he just doesn't, well, I play like on Under My Wheels when I love Rick Derringer.
Oh,
But I
sure.
think he,
Rock and
pardon?
roll hoochie coo.
Yeah, he did Under My Wheels. He was too busy, and that I wished Bob had slowed him down, but it was the second go around, so who knew? But this guy was tasty, tasty, tasty. He did. He was a compliment to Glenn, which I really respect him for. I thought it was really good. And See You on the Other Side. Oh man, that's a monster. A monster.
Yeah. Well, speaking of monsters, I interviewed Graham Humphreys, the designer of the cover,
Oh
Revenge,
yeah,
the Revenge of Alice Cooper.
yeah.
And quite a story, man. This guy has designed some of the greatest horror movie posters, Evil Dead and
That's what I thought. I saw
House
that.
of a Thousand
Neil,
Corpses.
Neil looks like that guy. Like a evil
Yeah,
priest.
he's got his top
This
hat
looks
in
like
his
the
hands,
kid.
and you've
And you
got
know
the
what I thought?
lobster claw.
Yeah, and I thought we could have a play on that on another album. It's like we're sitting there at outside, a place you stop and get a quick bite to eat, and they could be cutting my hand. We're just having a little bit of seafood, and that grows back, like lobster grows with claw back. So we have a free source of food, maybe a couple glasses of beer, and then we move on. Next time you see me, it's all growing back. Free food. Not free bird, free food.
Yeah. Well, it's the perfect title. Everybody's wondered all these years, like, well, wait a minute, what happened to the Alice Cooper group? Because, Alice Vince, went solo, took the name, and first album, first tour, a lot of people didn't know it wasn't you guys.
Right, right.
Welcome to My Nightmare. They're like, wait a minute,
We're
where's
regenerating.
where's Michael and Glenn and Dennis and Neil?
Don't
So
cross the claw.
obviously, you guys have kept friends. It is what it is. But half a century later, you guys are reborn.
Yeah,
And of
there you
of
go.
course, the the big question is, when will we see you guys perform? And
Ooh.
even if it's just a few shows, we're open, New York, LA, maybe Detroit, maybe Toronto, maybe London. I know you guys have done the encores, a few
The
years
answer,
back.
my friend, is blowing in the wind. So
No,
keep
nobody
your eyes
knows
wide
till it's
open.
announced.
You
I mean, I've been,
may not have to wait real long or too long. And so smell the wind and keep your eyes wide open.
well, there you go, and keep
What,
out
what
of
did
the
the,
keep out of the grasp of the lobster claw. That's what
yeah, you remember what Toronto used to say to the Lone Ranger? he's listening, put his ear to the ground. Tanto Kimasabe, tanto senses something coming. Jay Silverhills.
Yes, the
Oh
silver
God.
bullet,
Yeah, yeah.
incredible. Yeah, well, I know you're super proud of the album as you should be. The excitement is building to a fever pitch all over the world. I know I spoke to Neil today. You guys are doing a joint interview with France on Monday and all sorts of stuff going on. And, you know, um, it's just great that everybody's in good spirits and you still have your chops up. You've been playing and Neil's been playing, and of course
Wait a minute.
Dennis has been
I've got a
playing.
claw into there. One hand, a
You've
claw.
got to. I can't wait to see you play that guitar with the claw, man. That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I break a lot of strings though. Next guitar. Next guitar.
Yeah,
Keep them coming.
yeah. Maybe the flamenco guitar with that claw or something. But yeah, what are your hopes? Just seeing you and your comrades, back together, making this great piece of art, but maybe sharing it in other ways with people. What are your hopes and dreams for
We
this?
tiptoeing through the tulips with Tiny Tim. We used to go on the Wallace and Ladmo show. It was an adult kids show. And Alice did came. They had the Wayback Machine, and he came back as Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips. It was so funny. Oh God, the kids were going, I don't get it. And the adults were laughing their heads off.
Yeah.
It was great fun.
Well,
Ah,
it is amazing. The Revenge of Alice Cooper, of course, coming right up, and live dates to come. Kimosabi, listen, listen. The word is coming. Um, but yeah, what incredible credits you have on this record,
well, thank
and
you.
yeah, no, it's really a work of art, and it must have been hard to keep it a secret. I know you've kind of struggled with it, and people have had hints, and Dennis is probably, hey, Michael, shush.
Yeah.
How hard has it been to keep this thing a total
I
secret
think he
here?
had a satellite following me around. Oh God,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fun.
it's like I will not confirm nor deny.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. Oh well, we thought it was the Chinese. It was a lot closer to home.
Wow. Well, the team is intact, and Cindy is there, ready to design some outfits if needed. I guess
Oh
she's
yeah,
writing her book,
she's had
so
plenty of practice. Let me tell you.
yeah. I had heard about some of her notes, those large budgets she was working with. All right, we're going to give you $100, make 5 outfits by 8 a.m.
Yeah, really, yeah. And don't
Okay.
spare the glitter.
Yeah. Wow.
That
You got to
reminds me.
rob a clothing store. Or, what do they call them? A fabric stores back then?
Fabric shoes, yeah.
Yeah. You go in and get the silks and the
My mother
spandex.
was the first. She we used to go down to SAF, the fabric store here, and I had a jumpsuit that was black on one side, red, and then I had a cape on this side that was red and black, and then it had a wheel. The what is yin and yang
Yeah.
inside, and it weighed 50 some pounds. And after Cindy started making, I had these silver boots and they had an auction out on one of the reservations. And so somewhere out there, and my dad took them out and they had auctioned them off. And somewhere out there on the Navajo reservation, it might have been a drunk Navajo with silver boots and a jumpsuit, wandering around. Hey, 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 hey! Looks like one of the members of the Alice Cooper group out there. Michael Bruce,
Wow.
wild native.
Well, Michael, take a bow. You definitely deserve it. Congrats to your old bandmates, keeping the friendship, keeping keeping the spirit alive. We think so fondly of those albums in the '70s, and we all hope that there was something coming down that was new, and we can't wait to spread the word. And until we speak again, our special guest has been the one and only Michael Bruce, co-founder, guitarist,
Viriwa
co-writer,
Guruchi, you were too kind, my friend.
and great vocalist in his own right. Michael, thank you so much. And until we speak again, please keep rocking forever.
We will.